sixth qualification match of the event, and a piece of coral wildly flies to the ground from 99-94, and they don't quite manage to get that piece of algae. They're about moving towards the center of the field. Over on the blue side of the field, Aircode has placed one piece of coral against the Blue Alliance's two pieces of coral up on the fourth level. And Generals with a piece of coral up high right at as the drivers take control. 28-16 in favor of that Red Alliance. Stormbots wobbling a little bit, but managing to settle on the fourth level. Gravity Rex trying to line up with a piece of coral on the floor. They have it in their robot, and they move over towards the reef, trying to line up with the first level. They do manage to place it. And over on the blue side of the field, a piece of algae goes into the processor, courtesy of 1540, the Flaming Chickens. Airco Zero trying to line up with a piece of algae on that reef. They move towards the center of the field where they're going to try to place it up into the blue barge, and they do manage to successfully place it. Moving back over towards their human player to grab themselves a piece of coral before moving back to the center of the field. Lots of defense being played by Switchback over on the red side of the field. Stormbots with a piece of coral in hand. General is trying to do the same, but that piece of coral falls to the floor as they are getting defended. They do manage to get that piece of coral into their robot, and they move towards the red reef before quickly placing it onto that reef. The human player does manage to get it back into their robot as Generals swerve around Switchback, trying to evade the defense, and Gravity Rex trying to line up with the second level on their reef. Looks like the Red Alliance trying to go for that coral ranking point. With 40 seconds left, 113-36 in favor of that Red Alliance. A pretty difficult gap for the Blue Alliance to overcome, but we'll see what they can do as the match comes to a close here. Over on the blue side of the field, the Flaming Chickens trying to line up with their human player, potentially grabbing a piece of coral from the ground. And we enter the end game period. Error Code Zero lining up with their deep cage. Switchback doing the same next to them. And will the Red Alliance be able to answer with any climbs of their own? Looks like the Blue Alliance trying to go for a triple climb. Error Code Zero up in the air very quickly. Flaming Chickens trying to do the same. And it looks like they might be off of the ground, but not quite. Looks like potentially a wheel dragging on the ground, but we'll see what the refs have to say about that. Gravity Rex just not having made it back to the barge in time. Preliminary scores 144-42 in favor of the Red Alliance. We'll have your final scores to you in a moment. Take a look at those final scores up on the screen. The Red Alliance taking home a score of 146-58, a pretty wide margin for that alliance. 4 ranking points to show for it. 2 ranking points still being taken by that Blue Alliance.